This is really interesting. A new analysis of the UK honours system has revealed that awards like MBEs, OBEs and CBEs are significantly weighted towards London and other metropolitan areas, which means rural areas like South Yorkshire and North Derbyshire are missing out by comparison. Greater London alone accounted for 217 honours in the latest lists, a figure that dramatically exceeds most other regions. Well, awards and honours expert Claire James is now calling for greater transparency and extra effort to broaden access to the honours system. Good morning, Claire. This isn't just about population size, is it? You know, London and big metropolitan areas, they've got a greater concentration of people. Yes, but often people that move to them from other areas, they're still underrepresented as well. What's that about?
I think in London you've got, as you've mentioned, a high concentration of people, but also a high concentration of institutions, professional networks, and actually there's just a greater awareness in London, I would say, of the honours system and the nomination process. As you pointed out, I mean, in the most recent New Year's honours, we saw 217 people awarded, with Sheffield seeing only 8 awards, which is a huge disparity.
Absolutely. And I don't know, one side of me, obviously, you know, this doesn't feel right and there's a disparity which feels unfair, but I suppose on a day-to-day basis, a lot of us might be thinking, well, actually, you know, it's not an everyday thing, is it, for people to win this sort of thing? How much of a big deal is this? But I suppose it's important, isn't it, that representation is fair?
Absolutely. I mean, I think what this isn't to say that those in the regions, you know, Sheffield is a thriving city. It's community heroes, thriving businesses, you know, people breaking ground every single day. It's more of a nomination pipeline failure. So, as I mentioned, I think in London and the metropolitan cities, potentially it's closer to the action. There's more awareness of how to nominate people for an honour. It's not to say that those people in Sheffield aren't worthy of them. They're just not being nominated. And this is something that we'd love to see changed. And
we were just talking about the importance of it. An MBE is estimated to carry a median lifetime economic impact of between £75,000 and £200,000. And the list goes on with obviously the other titles as well. But that's a lot of money. And I suppose when we put it into that perspective as well, it's not just that you get to stick a few letters on the end of your name. That could make a real difference to your life and your career, couldn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, our clients that go on to receive honours will, you know, report on just how much it grows their network, the doors that it opens for them, not just in the UK, but across the world. You know, it gives them a gateway to increase the level of contribution that they make, grow their businesses, greater reach for their charitable efforts, for example. It's very huge. There's a huge value behind it, absolutely. And again, this comes back to the awareness piece. All you need to do to nominate somebody for a Royal Honour is go to the government website, download the form and sit and write their nomination form. It's available to everybody. And we'd love to see a greater outreach from the Honours Secretariat, from the honours system into the wider regions, and encourage, you know, those community heroes, those that are going above and beyond all day, every day in the regions, and encouraging them to enter. This is the point of the honours system, is to recognise those from across the UK, not just within London.
And it's interesting what you said earlier about the concentration of people, like, for example, let's just take London, for example, and the institutions that are there and the people that will be part of that. And it's all about who you know, into it. When you know the right people and they come across this information, then they'll nominate someone. It's quite simple in that respect. So how do we make this right then? How do we level it up so that people up north in places like South Yorkshire, North Derbyshire, they're a bit more aware of these things and maybe they can nominate people? How do you do that? How do you communicate that?
Absolutely. As I said, I think there's work there to be done by the honours system itself. We certainly do a lot of outreach and communicate with those in the regions, but I think it's also word of mouth, isn't it? You know, those that are carrying those 3 letters after their name in the regions that have been awarded, potentially doing more outreach in their local communities, letting more people know, or indeed those that are receiving honours going on to nominate others that they know have received an honour. The process is simple. You can download the nomination form. It's not a complicated process. You set out in detail why that individual has, you know, created significant contribution within their area, whether that's at sector level, whether that's community level, society level, and you upload it to the Honours Secretariat and you await that answer. It's something we do with our clients every single day, and we see huge success.
And I think word of mouth is really important, and I think that's often the best way to get the message out for a lot of things. But I suppose there needs to be a bit more than that, doesn't there? There needs to be a bit of a push, perhaps, to really get that message out there, to see real change.
Correct. I think so. And I think, again, the issue is you do have that greater population of people. I mean, and it's not just those from the UK. London and the metropolitan cities will attract people from across the world. Honours are global, and so again, I think that word of mouth piece is a lot stronger in the larger cities in the southeast. But doing that community outreach potentially, and even from the media itself, certainly, celebrating those individuals, putting them more in the spotlight in their local communities, being more vocal about the work that they're doing and the contributions that they're making and the impact that they're making as a result of their work is actually really important.
Claire, thank you so much for your time. Claire James there, she's an awards and honours expert.